You see that cool movie? It's called Raya the Last Dragon. I absolutely loved that movie. No, I did not like it. Yeah, same here. I did not like that movie. Who makes movies about dragons anyways? Hey man, guess what? Last night I scored 60 points in my ball game. That's pretty cool, right? Right? Sure. Phew! I thought so too. Seeking validation. Is it even possible to be human and never experience seeking validation? I doubt it. It's okay if you sought validation from others in your past. However, as you grow into a more courageous and authentic individual, you need to let go of that bad habit. In fact, if you get rid of this bad habit, you're going to be free from the shackles of other people's opinions. But before we talk about seeking freedom like a Roman slave, let's first take a closer look at the problems with seeking validation. When you are seeking validation from others, what you're actually communicating to yourself and the world is that you don't believe in yourself. Think about it. If you believed in yourself, why would you need another person to validate your existence? However, when people have little faith in themselves, they automatically believe that others' opinions and views are more important than theirs, and that is why they seek out validation. You don't see John Wick seeking validation from others. No, he believes in himself and his skill set. And if you want a real life example, well, take a look at the current UFC champions. Before they even got the belt wrapped around their waist, they believed in themselves. They didn't need other people to tell them they were the best. They already believed it. Getting the title was icing on the cake. Remember this, you need to believe in yourself to accomplish anything in life. Whether it's dating, starting a business, starting a new career, making new friends, you need to believe in yourself and see your own value, because the world won't do it for you. However, there is one twist, so please bear with me. Before you start believing in yourself, you need to believe in taking action first. And when I say this, you need to accept without a doubt that taking action is the first rule of any progress. Because when you take action consistently, a funny thing starts happening. You start believing in yourself naturally. That's how it works, and not the other way around. The reason those UFC champions are able to believe in themselves is because they believe in their training first. And that consistent training is what propels them to believe they are champions long before they actually do become champions. I can't stress this enough. You need to first believe in taking action before you can believe in yourself. It's easier to believe that you're a social dude when you're social with strangers. It's easier to believe that you're fit when you're active and eat great. You see guys, I can keep coming up with these corny examples, so please just understand that you need to take action first before you can start believing in yourself. Alright, enough preaching. Let's get on to the second problem with seeking validation. The next problem with seeking validation is that you don't act for yourself, but instead act for the validation from others. The whole point of living is expressing yourself and your spontaneity. When people meet you, they should walk away feeling your uniqueness and authenticity. However, when you seek validation, you don't do things because you naturally want to. No, in fact, you do things because you think it'll help you gain validation from others. Remember those kids in school that acted cool or hard so they could be respected? And remember how cringe some of them were? Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing with seeking validation. Now, I understand that it's hard not seeking validation, especially when you're with others. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. When you act for yourself, some people will think that you're weird, odd, an idiot, or need help. Or maybe that's just me. Jokes aside, when you express yourself authentically and not seek validation, you will come off as magnificent to some people and a complete moron to others. But here's the thing. You want to find people that will find you magnificent and forget about the people that were never going to appreciate you from the start. Your life is short, so don't waste it on people that will never enjoy your presence. This applies to dating, work, friends, the whole shebang. Now, the biggest problem from seeking validation is that it makes you a slave to other people. And I think the first two problems I mentioned in this video validate this. Like a slave, you don't believe you are worth much, and you value the master's opinion more than your own. I know this comparison is harsh, but think about it. If you were truly free, would you be so invested in other people's opinions? Of course not. But with a slave mindset, your happiness is dependent upon other people. In effect, you are giving other people way too much power over your life. Just to show you that I'm not making this stuff up, let me share you this passage about Epictetus, who was a Roman slave and a Stoic philosopher. Epictetus, the Roman Stoic philosopher, said that if you want to know whether someone is a slave, do not ask whether he was bought or sold, or who his parents were. But if you hear him say master from his heart and with feeling, then call him a slave. Don't we act like slaves when we drop whatever we're doing to grab the attention of a semi-cute girl? Or how about when we make ourselves look like an idiot just to make people laugh or smile? Or how we don't express our true thoughts because we don't want to cause any conflict? In all these cases and more, we're acting like slaves. And the longer we continue this bad behavior, the harder it will be to live an honest and authentic life. Alright, before we move on to the next section, I'm going to share with you an embarrassing story of me seeking validation for a very simple thing. Back in my university days, I got reacquainted with a dude I knew from high school. And for this story, let's call him Jay. So Jay was cool, handsome, and a joy to be around. And we ended up having some classes together. So naturally, we spent a lot of time together doing schoolwork and shooting the shit. Did we do things outside of school? No. But to me, this seemed like a genuine friendship. How naive of me. Anyways, during that school year, I decided to join a basketball tournament with another group of friends. When I went to sign up, a guy that saw me hang out with Jay quite a bit asked me why I wasn't joining a team with Jay, since we were best buds. And that got me thinking, why wasn't I on the same team as Jay? We do hang out quite a bit, and I'm sure this friendship is real. So, like a schoolgirl with a silly crush, I went over to Jay and told him about the dude calling us best buds, and then asked him, why do you think he called us best buds? I was anxiously waiting to see how Jay would respond. His answer was going to determine the definitive status of our friendship. Would it be a golden age of friendship? Or just another disappointment in my life? As I waited for his answer, he casually looked at me and said, well, we do hang out quite a bit at school, so that's why he would get that idea. Boom. Another disappointment in the book of my needy life. Okay, so before we understand how to stop seeking validation, I want you to think about this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson for the next few days. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. Nothing can bring you peace but the triumph of principles. You have to realize that a lot of your solutions, if not all, starts with you. Listen, I understand you may be in a rough situation, crappy home, crappy family life, lonely. I get it and have been there. But to start finding solutions, you need to start looking at yourself and see what kind of person you have to be to find or create solutions for your problems. Nobody can help you unless you can help yourself first. And you help yourself by finding the values you want to live by. Again, not values from others, but values that you want. When you have these values, then ask yourself, what do you need to do to start living by them? What habits will I need to change? What things that I was avoiding will I have to confront, etc. Like I said in my past videos, you are your most precious asset. So treat yourself with respect, because at the end of the day, you are the solution to a lot of your problems. Anyways, once you have your values, you can now cross-reference your behavior and see if you're acting for yourself or for someone else. You can easily figure this out by seeing if the behavior has a value that stands behind it. For example, if you have the value of time in your short life, then you're not going to drop whatever you're doing just to help out your crush. You shouldn't even be crushing on someone, but That's a topic for another video. Your values will be directing your behavior, so make sure to create or choose the right ones. If you want to know more about creating or choosing your own values, then check out my personal constitution video and my values video. Now, some of you are probably thinking, shouldn't I seek validation for some things in life? Listen, I understand that we can't all be like John Wick and ignore everyone else's opinions. I get it, so act accordingly to the context. If you're at work and you need to get validation from your colleagues for an idea, then go for it. Or if you're planning a trip with your friends, of course you should get their validation when making plans. However, just be careful because seeking validation can be a slippery slope. So whenever you do seek validation, just make sure it's in the context where the group is more important than the individual. But for your personal life, dating life, social life, you're better off not seeking validation. Alright, so let's hop on to the summary. The problem with seeking validation. 1. You don't believe in yourself. 2. You don't act for yourself but for the validation from others. 3. Makes you a slave to other people. What you can do to stop seeking validation. Create and/or find values to live by. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you again for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my email list, and if you're interested, I do have a personal development membership site where I do accept new members 4 times a year, so check in the first comment below when the next cohort will be accepted. But other than that guys, please don't forget, you're not just any type of nerd, you're a charismatic nerd.